Hey, everybody, and welcome to the DLF Trade Show on the DLF YouTube channel. Russ Fisher at Dynasty Outhouse, Addison Hayes, professional content creator, big boss man, video manager himself at AmazeHayes _ Addison Hayes here. Just tip the hat for us, Addison. Just tip it a little bit. There you go. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. All right, I'm only doing that once. I know when you became senior contributor, I did it for like 3 months.
Yeah.
But just keep rewatching this if you need the validation over and over again, because I'm not doing that again. That was a lot of energy, and I don't have it anymore. I want to talk about trading for stud quarterbacks. Most of my teams have quarterbacks that I don't feel like I need to ever worry about matchup. But what if I had Patrick Mahomes? What if I had Josh Allen?
That would be fun.
I really don't have to worry. I'll have to worry about my quarterback too at that point. But no, that's not what we're talking about. And then it got me curious what it would feel like if I would be able to stomach the price. But let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. This has been going on long enough. In 12-team Superflex, we have Patrick Mahomes for Trevor Lawrence and the 109. Patrick Mahomes in at 970. Trevor Lawrence 821, the 109 262 for a total of 1084. Exactly what we look for. 2 for 1. The 2 side is a bit over. We're talking over 100 points on the scale. I love Trevor Lawrence. I'm all in on Trevor Lawrence. I would do this so easily to go get Patrick Mahomes.
So easily.
That can move up to the 106, and I think I would still do it. The second we talk about me having to miss out on JSN, that's when I get iffy.
I could see how on the if you're rebuilding, would you take this? Would you say, all right, I'm going from Mahomes down to Lawrence, so that's solid, and I get that extra asset, and I'm hoping that extra asset turns into something, like another wide receiver.
In the way I'm saying I'd be willing to give up this many more picks, I would want that many more coming back. The 109 is going to be a good piece. It is. We're probably talking Quentin Johnston, Zach Charbonnet, of course, landing spots. The draft hasn't happened yet, so this is pure conjecture on who we think will be there. It's a good piece, but it's not a good piece. It is not any I would rather have second year, third year player who is valued at the 109 more than this pick.
Okay.
I don't know if that's right or not, but at least for me, trading away Mahomes, it's how I would want it. Or if it is a pick coming, if it was the 109, weirdly enough, give me the 109 and the 201, and I'll probably do it. 224 seconds, sure. Especially if I'm rebuilding and all I have is Patrick Mahomes, I want to give me a couple of dart throws on top of this, and then I'll probably say yes. And again, I know I just went from saying something more dependable to a couple of dart throws, but one or the other, right? You're getting Trevor Lawrence, who, if anything, you could do the same exact move, go Trevor Lawrence for anyone below him and a mid-late first, and keep going and stack up all of those mid-late firsts, which, don't get me wrong, isn't the greatest move, but it's so much fun. And then what you do is you take all those mid-late picks and trade up in the draft. And I want someone to do some of this crap I say one day and just be like, Russ, I did that. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Why would you listen to me?
I think you should do that in TA11.
Remember, Mac Jones and Matt Stafford.
Yeah, you can do it with a wide receiver, though.
Leave CeeDee Lamb out of this. Can't do it with T. Higgins or Devonta Smith, at least.
Nope, sorry.
The next trade is a little bit more interesting, especially because how we feel and what we get at some of these picks. Patrick Mahomes, again, by himself for the 102, 103, and 203. I need to be honest. I'm surprised that's not a third first, even though those are the 102 and the 103. They got away easy, because I remember every time you do a show where someone is allowed to ask a question about a trade, lately I've been seeing these. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, these guys and it's 3 firsts and a 24 first. And usually I'm just go get that quarterback. Yeah. I get it. The 102 and the 103, you're talking about young Stroud or Richardson, or if you want to be saucy and go take JSN super early, I would not blame you, because I love that guy. But yeah, those 3 quarterbacks could be great. Patrick Mahomes is very great already. And there's literally no reason for that to stop anytime soon. So even if you want to say, I'm going to trade for Patrick Mahomes and he's going to be my quarterback for the next 10 years. Well, I think we're on 9, right? Because he had a 10-year contract and he played 1 year of it already. So for the next 9 years, he's going to be my quarterback. You shouldn't do that, by the way. But you can with him. Especially for as long as Andy Reid's around. And that, I don't know how old he actually is, but he looks like he's in his 60s. Like, and he, regardless that he's a large man, he looks like he's in great health and he loves doing what he's doing. And doing commercials where he draws mustaches on people, which I love every time.
You can't have much stress when you have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, you know? You just kind of...
No, again, this is clearly one of those situations where it's probably like, I need to blow up my team and I got Patrick Mahomes, so let's see what I can get out of it. Yeah, this is a good start of what you do. I definitely have 1 or 2 teams where I have the 2 and 3, the 2 or 3. Assuming draft capital is there, I'm going to take Richardson over Stroud or Young because let's face it, man, like that ceiling is there for Richardson. Right. The floor isn't, which is scary, but like it's a rookie draft. That's the whole point. Like, right? Like take some risks, especially when you're full rebuild and you have nothing. You might as well get a very variable.
Right. Somebody who has the ability to Bitcoin it for you for your roster and that speeds up your rebuild. So
again, this is great in theory. It is always scary to trade a stud like this for just picks. But if you have to pick a draft to do it and you have to pick 2 picks to do it with, and it's not Bijan, it's these 2 because you're going to get 2 very good quarterbacks.
Kind of wondered if maybe the original offer was both of those and the 24 first for Mahomes, and then the guy who has the picks was like, well, I'd like to keep my 24 first. What if I threw you the 2.03 so you get a little bit more of an instant gratification right now? You know, and it might not end up being that big of a difference, the 203 now versus the 110, 111, 112, because now that guy has Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that guy has Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
So, but I would like to see, like, I feel like Mahomes is at least a 4 first kind of player. You know, even if it's 101, 102, 103, 104, like, it's still at the end of the day Patrick Mahomes. It's the Family Guy thing, you know, where it's like, you know, it could be a boat. You know how much we've always wanted a boat, you know. There's your boat.
But let's talk about Josh Allen for a second because these are interesting ones. There's no simplicity on these. 12-team Superflex, Josh Allen and Davante Adams for CeeDee Lamb, Justin Fields, and J.K. Dobbins. Josh Allen at 964, Davante Adams, I mean, he's in here at 420, but like, I don't think his trade value is really that high. It's what he should be worth. It's what he'll be worth in this season. I don't think that's really what he's worth right now. But still, total of 1383. CeeDee Lamb above Justin Fields. That's spicy. I mean, it's by 4, but that's besides the point. CeeDee Lamb 726, Justin Fields, all right, 5, 721, J.K. Dobbins 273 for a total of 1720. So again, we're talking 240 point difference. I would cry. I don't know what else to do. I would have to, okay, for me to want to do this for Josh Allen, I would have to take out Davante Adams and hope I could figure something else out. Like, I know, like, I don't know what it would be. Like, I don't know what I could do, but like Davante Adams feels like he's throwing this off for me because Fields and CeeDee Lamb feels ridiculous to give up. But also, would you have to give up both of them if it was just for Josh Allen? I don't think so.
No.
So like that's what's killing me here. I love Davante Adams, but we're talking about a 31-year-old with Jimmy Garoppolo, and I still think he'll be very good. But I don't. If I'm trading for Josh Allen, I don't want to throw another guy of that value on here. Like I want to go trade for Davante Adams. Like my guess is the Allen person said only doing this if it's Field and Lamb, and let's figure it out. I'm like, all right, well, if I'm giving you Lamb, I'm gonna need Adams back. Like at that point, I guess I get it. I would do this. It would hurt my soul, but I would send Lamb, Fields, and Dobbins to go get Allen and Adams.
Davante Adams, I wish was like even if it was like DK Metcalf or somebody, where at
Oh
least
my
you're
god, I would love that.
yeah, like you're in the same kind of age range as CeeDee Lamb. You know, a DK Metcalf. Obviously, your boy T Higgins, I think, would be in that range. I would be trying to keep J.K. Dobbins in this deal and just send Lamb and Fields and say, here, you're downgrading a little bit at quarterback, but you're getting this huge upgrade at wide receiver in terms of age and longevity and future production. That deal itself might get done, and according to the analyzer, says that it should be a very, very fair trade as well. So I wish Dobbins maybe wasn't involved in it, but maybe that is the extra piece we always talk about. If you're, trading 2-for-1s, 3-for-2s, getting the best asset in the deal, you have to overpay a little bit. Maybe that's just the little overpay that you got to do is you got to include J.K. Dobbins or whatever that equivalent pick or other player is.
This next one's a fun one too. Apparently, it needs to be fun to trade away Josh Allen. Josh Allen and Dalvin Cook for Justin Herbert, Deebo Samuel, and the 207. Herbert still at 964, Dalvin Cook 219 for a total of 1183. Justin Herbert 870, Deebo 387, the 207 107 for a total of 1363. If I had Herbert, I wouldn't bother. I'm just going to put that out there. I feel good enough about Herbert that he's not in the same tier. I do have that the three of the guys that we've been saying over and over again of Mahomes, Allen, and Hurts are my top tier of quarterbacks. Herbert's in the next tier. I don't think I bother at that point. But if the Josh Allen manager sends me this after shouting curse words into the air, I accept it. Like, I'll take Josh Allen.
Yeah, I think you have to. Like, I guess the analyzer says that you don't have to, but I think you have to. I think
like,
this is...
You can't care about the 207 in this deal.
No.
And when you take that out, we're down to, one to 1250. And then that's 70 a quarter. And like, is there the biggest difference between Deebo and Dalvin? The fact that you'll have Deebo for a few years and you won't have Dalvin for a few years. Sure. Right. If they scored the same amount of points this season, I wouldn't be shocked. And that's all I care about out of those guys, out of a 27-year-old wide receiver that I like, but he's not great. And out of a 28-year-old running back who he's good, but I don't really care about. Like, yeah, give me one season and I'll figure it out later. So, yeah,
Josh Allen or Josh Herbert.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like, now, the other way around, I think if you're the Josh Allen manager and someone sends you this, like, at that point, I'd be like, doesn't feel like it's necessary, and I would reject it. But if it was the other way around, I'm like, yeah, give me Josh Allen.
And I think you and I aren't the biggest Deebo fans. So maybe if Deebo was somebody different that we liked, it might change things.
Oh, it absolutely. I mean, okay, so if we're talking tight end premium leagues, Hawkinson or Kittle, that would change my mind.
I went straight to 2QB Superflex and Deebo Samuel, and then the name right above it is Jackson Smith and Jigba. So
yeah, that's also the next name I was going to. Yeah.
That would change things for sure. If you're going from Josh Allen to Dalvin Cook and you go to Herbert and JSN.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If JSN was in there, I'm taking the side with JSN on it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. We have one more quarterback and then a mystery trade. And I'm being very careful how I scroll right now. 12-team Superflex. Jalen Hurts and Samaje Perine. Disrespectful 32.4 for the starting running back for the Denver Broncos. Just saying.
Facts.
Okay, so Jalen Hurts and Samaje Perine. Well, he looks so happy in his picture too. He has this big beard, and you just see smile coming out of it. For Kyler Murray, Steph Diggs, a 24-second, and wow, Trey McBride only at 40. Okay, so Jalen Hurts at 920, Samaje at 32 for a total of 953. Kyler 594, Steph Diggs 503, the second 68, Trey McBride 40 for a total of 1205. Kyler's a weird one, man. Like, I'm trying, I should say, to deal away Kyler in a league where I have Kyler, Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, and Daniel Jones. And I'm just like, I have a good team. I sort of won last year, split pot. And I did it without Kyler in the end. Let's see if I can do it without Kyler for real. And it's almost impossible to trade him.
Yeah.
Like, at all. Like, I tried Kyler for CeeDee Lamb, got a hard reject. Kyler for Devonta Smith and Darren Waller, hard reject. And then they countered with
What?
Kyler for Devonta straight up. It was like,
wow,
we both know I love
Darren
Devonta,
Waller
but
really prevented that one for
Yeah.
them.
let's say you have everyone else that I just said, Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, Daniel Jones. You have 3 quarterbacks that you can start. And, well, I guess Jalen Hurts. But the rest of your team is pretty good. Do you trade for Kyler Murray and Steph Diggs, knowing that Steph Diggs is going to be very, very good for the next 2-ish years? And then probably halfway through the season, you get Kyler Murray back.
No.
I don't
want
either.
Jalen Hurts. What this episode has done is just basically, to me, there really isn't a price I'm not really willing to pay just to go up and get an elite quarterback, because the difference that they make in your starting lineup is so massive. Like, there's like a 5-6 point per game difference between like the top like 3 or 4 guys than like everybody else in the top 10.
Yeah, like it's you do have like those. There's always that one quarterback that has that like 30, like 29.
Right.
And then you get like 26, and like 18 people with 20.
Right.
Which is why we feel fine with Kirk Cousins and Tua, because you're averaging somewhere in that 20 to 19 range, where it's just like that's where everybody is. So week to week you'll be fine. But when you have Josh Allen, or if a good season from Herbert or Burrow, like you're going to be one of those 26 people, and you feel good about it.
Exactly. You're never not a contender when you have one of them. And I'm willing to,
well, unless you only have one of them, but yeah.
True. But like, I'm just willing to go and pay whatever I can to go get those guys, because it might sting at the very beginning, but when you're able, like what we said with Mahomes, like when you're able to have them for like the next 9 or 10 years, even though you shouldn't be thinking that way, like you realistically can, that gives you so much like flexibility and, possibilities in terms of just fleshing out the rest of the roster that you gave up, and you just severely hurt your knee.
It was shocking more than it actually hurt. Like, but it was, I wasn't ready for it. All right, so let's get to this, well, I guess second to last trade. Jalen Hurts for Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, and Pat Freiermuth. Jalen Hurts still in at 920. Dak Prescott, 666. That's not a good sign. Literally not a good sign. Tony Pollard, 284. I still don't know how I feel about him. And Muth at 153 for a total of 1104. I feel like this is one of those trades where if it was the same people, same price, but different players, I'd feel a lot better about it. Like if that was Tua instead of Dak, if that was almost any wide receiver of the same value instead of Tony Pollard, and just not a tight end, just keep me Hurts.
Yeah, it's the easy answer. Is another one of these trades where it's just like there really isn't a price I'm not willing to pay to just go up and get an elite quarterback and just go get Jalen Hurts. Like, I like Dak, I like Pollard, I like Freiermuth, just all like you do. Just it's just Jalen Hurts at the end of the day,
But like, what's great about this specific trade is chances are your lineup isn't suffering from this trade either. Like,
no,
you didn't, assuming you didn't acquire Tony Pollard from like week 10 on last season, and he was just on your team, this isn't hurting you at all, because Muth will be replaceable. Pollard, it's still to me upside, whether it happens for real when he's the only guy there or not. Again, I'm sure he's actually going to be good. I just am insanely risk averse and afraid of things. So, but like, this doesn't hurt your lineup at all. And you're putting Jalen Hurts in your lineup now. Okay, so there is one more, and I did not cheat and I did not look early.
So remember how I said that there's really not a price I'm willing to not pay for an elite quarterback?
I found that price. I found that price. Jalen Hurts and a 24 second for the 101, Garrett Wilson, the 104, and the 24 first. I'm not even going to bother reading out individual values. 988 for Hurts. I love how they've 24 second and it's a deal, right?
Yep. I gotta get something.
And the other side is 2076. more than doubled the value of the other side. That's so rough. Now, Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Anthony Richardson / JSN / whichever other quarterback falls, and a 24 first. Take out the 24 first. I'm still not doing this. Take out the 104 and leave the 24 first.
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'd still sell Jalen Hurts for.
I would. Oh. The 101 Garrett Wilson and a 24 first for Jalen Hurts. It's heavy, but crap, I think I do that.
Dude,
I would
Bijan,
hate myself for it.
Garrett Wilson, a 24 first.
Especially, okay, so let's leave the 24 second in there to make me feel a little better about it. Yeah, I do it. I would cry losing Garrett Wilson, not even Bijan. I'd cry losing Garrett Wilson because I've always, like, he was my wide receiver. Well, one or two, depending on when you were talking to me, because I'll say wide receiver one now because it makes me feel better than saying Treylon Burks was my wide receiver one for a lot of the time. Still yet to be seen. But, oh, man, this is, I don't know what this is. Like, did you feel bad accepting this? Did you have a little twinge of guilt?
Somebody really wanted an elite quarterback. I don't think I've ever seen a trade in this trade show that has been over double the
even when we used to do that on purpose and find those bad trades.
Like it was, like it might have been like 400 to 200, but that's not like, this is 2,000 to 1,000. This is
oh my.
Yeah.
And I remember why I love that we stopped doing the bad trades at the end, because it's really hard to close the show when you're just speechless. Like, okay, so pretend the last like 2 minutes didn't happen and go trade for stud quarterbacks. Just not like
just not like this.
No.
There it is.
We haven't done that in so long. I love it.
Yeah,
you bring it back. Don't bring it back. Oh man, that's so rough. Part of me was like, oh man, I really hope this is like an offer he's sending me. But oh yeah, my QBs are terrible in the one league we're in together, so it's not that. This was good. I'm glad we did this. This was fun for me.
Yeah,
and that's really kind of just what I care about. So Russ Fisher, Dynasty Outhouse, Big Boss Man, Addison Hayes, Adamaze Hayes _ in parentheses, professional content creator. What else did I say? Video manager man. This is like your cross country skiing.
Oh, never done that before, but okay.
It was in a lot of Nintendo games, like the track and field games. Before your time, don't worry about it. Russ Fisher, Dynasty Outhouse, Addison Hayes, _, DLF Trade Show, DLF YouTube channel. I'm going to stop talking now, so we'll see you next time.